420 in the 2000. You got my head in the clouds again. I'm talking tickets, butts. Shall we stop burning lights? I think that we should smoke more freely.
Welcome to 815 Local Jive. I am Uncle Chris with me, Mike LeBay.
Hi.
Making it happen, Zach Happen, and we are here with Stone and Double T from WXRX.
How are you?
What's up?
Good, man.
So what's going on, guys? How you doing today?
You know what? Not bad. It's just one of those days, man. It's always getting up early kind of blows, no matter what
right.
you're doing.
I work third shift, so
3 a.m., man, the alarm goes off. It's never fun.
right.
So,
Stone and Double T.
yeah.
I want to ask you guys your opinion of the local music scene here right now, and what you guys think we could do to change it, make it better.
I don't know enough about the local music scene, and I think that's a problem.
Okay.
I don't think, my thought has always been, when it comes to local music, make me not be able to ignore it.
Right.
Get it out so I can't ignore it. Draw giant crowds. Get it to a point where it is so big that we can't ignore it. There might be bands playing, but as far as a scene, I don't know that there is one. If I've seen one, it's a lot of angry backbiting, a clique of people who say this is what we do, and screw everybody else if they don't like it. And when you say music scene, I think that includes all music. That's kind of what I think, and that's been my impression of it. I don't think anybody has stepped up their game high enough to create that scene in the past 10 years.
What do you think, Double T?
You know, I think at some point some people try to work together and they do their thing, but then it creates sort of like this clique over here, and then there's this clique over here, and they try to do their thing, and then this clique over here, and it's a lot to do with a lot of the different kinds of music, and there may be unity in this group, but there's not unity with the other groups.
Right. It's not a citywide, multi-genre.
Right.
All right. Cool.
It might be. I mean, that could be something working with different genres.
We're trying.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, everybody has their own taste.
Right.
And not everybody's going to dig the exact style. I also think that a lot of bands want to push their stuff before it's ready to be pushed.
Right.
You're putting it out there long before it's ready to even be heard by anybody. In this day and age, the internet and the fact that you can record at home is great. That you can get music out there is great. But as I've told people before, are you sure that's what you want us to listen to? That's what you want your first impression of your band to be to somebody who doesn't know anything about your band? They don't know the history. They don't know the people. They just say, oh, here's our band, take a listen to it. And you'll listen to it and you'll go, well, the recording's horrible. It's not exactly it's not up to a certain standard. And not that you're expecting greatness, but I think there's got to be a certain standard. And I just don't think it's there for the most part. And you know, how much do people really want to work for it? Right. And that's my thought. What's the goal? And I think if you don't know the goal and what people want to do with their music, then there's no sense in even sitting down talking about it.
Right. Well, I mean, that was one of the reasons we wanted to come in here, because 815 Local Jive, we want to put people in front of everybody that's involved in the music scene, and obviously you guys have been doing it for a while. I mean, you brought up 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we had LTs, we had
Elixir.
Elixir was playing the hell out of
bring
music.
Back freaking Elixir, you know.
But yeah, I mean, you look at Elixir and you look at what those guys put into it,
right.
and the amount of money they put into it, and the amount of money they got back. Eventually, you have to look at it. There is a business side of
right.
it, and I remember that looking at Elixir Rock Night, going, it is the same 5 bands playing every week, and that's what it became, and that really wasn't what it was all about. But that's, to me, it goes back to that work of trying to get people in. What do you want to do, and how far are you willing to go to push your band?
I mean, people want to play out. I understand if you have a band, you want to play out and play out as much as possible. But it does seem that, you know, you can see a lot of the same bands every weekend or every other weekend.
Well, it kind of sucks because there's really, I mean, for, say, hard rock and metal bands, there's really only 3 or 4 venues that you can do that. And you don't want to oversaturate yourself in one spot and play, you know, every weekend. You don't want to become a house band at one specific venue.
Or maybe you do. Maybe you do.
Well,
maybe that's how you get your following.
I would say that's more along the lines of, say, a tribute act or a cover act, not necessarily an original act.
Okay.
But I think right now, with the camaraderie amongst the bands, like you said, you haven't really been paying attention.
No, because I haven't had to.
There is a group. I mean, there's hard rock, there's the heavy metal, and it's not multi-genre yet, but we're kind of working on that. There is a support now that we're going out, we're trying to unite the bands, trying to unite the fans.
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
And if you unite the bands, what good does it do? And it's just a flat-out question. I've always heard about the scene and unite it, and maybe that makes the scene bigger. But what does uniting the bands
If you unite
do?
the bands, if you unite the bands, then you're uniting the fans. You know,
Okay.
you say just for instance, Modifier, they have 50 followers. 99 Proof Devils, they have 50 followers.
Right.
Get those guys.
And then you got 100 people.
Right. And that's kind of what we've been working off of.
Sure.
We did. I don't know if you heard about the Rockford invasion last June.
I remember hearing something about it.
All right, it's 4 bands. It was LOC, Patchwork, 99 Proof Devils, and Modifier. We filled up 2 charter buses. We brought 112 people to Club 38 in West Chicago. Corey Rocks from Chicago Metal Rock. She used to work for Quest Broadcasting. She doesn't anymore. But she set up the venue. We brought the bands and the crowd. And we're looking to do that again. You know, we wanna make it bigger every time we do it. But that was the concept about uniting the bands. I mean, we're all buddies now. We consider ourselves family, and there's really no competition.
Basically, a strength in numbers principle.
Right.
Right.
The numbers
And it's
like you were
been
saying,
working. I mean, we're getting bigger shows, bigger crowds, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
The As One deal,
Yeah.
first show, 400 people. And that was for charity.
Right. That was a charity thing.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
All right.
But that was, I mean, the As One concept.
But you know what I'm saying. I'm just like, okay, the goal is to make music bigger, and does uniting the bands do that, or does that just bring out this band's fans, and this band's fans, and does it actually unite anything, and does it accomplish anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, being on the ground firsthand, man, I've been to every goddamn local show around here, and yeah, we're starting to garner some.
See, I guess, and you know, I've heard this for years. I keep hearing it, and it doesn't ever seem to garner. You know, that ball doesn't ever get rolling downhill and snowball. It just it might go for a little while, and then it kind of stops.
Well, I think now, compared to 10 years ago, I mean, you have the tools, you have the internet, you have the digital cameras, you have Facebook. You know, it's easier to connect with people, and it's easier to promote and advertise these things as a group, as a whole.
Right.
You know, for me, I get frustrated because, you know, obviously as a radio station, we have the power to do some things, but we don't have all the power that everybody thinks we do.
Right.
And when we do try to do things, it's just bitched about and ridiculed.
And it's never enough.
No.
No matter what we do, it's never enough. Oh, you guys need to do this. Okay, we've done something like that. Well, you know what? That's not good enough. Now we want more. Now we want more. Now we want more.
That's the same that anybody tries to do ever, really.
Right. I mean, there's always bitching and always moaning, and you sit there and you
get
go,
that too.
you go,
Absolutely.
you know,
You're not pissing somebody off. You're not doing anything right.
right. Well, you need to. We do have a business model we have to keep track of
Right.
here too, and that, I mean, that's just part of the.
Well, that's
part
why I
of the
wanted to
deal.
come here today. I wanted you guys, we're unbiased in
Right.
our opinion. We wanted to hear you guys out.
Yeah.
You know,
and it would be kind of cool at some point maybe to find a mutual ground where we could work together.
I would love
Try
it.
to put something together.
I would love it if, and I think, you know, we've done some stuff with local bands. We've put them on shows. We've had them do different things here and there. I don't know. I wish somebody could define what support is.
Right.
And is support us giving everything?
No.
I don't think so. I think it's got to work it's got to work both ways. I don't think it's a given right just because you record a song to get it on the radio.
Right.
Oh, hell no.
I don't think people understand how our business works, and the fact that even in this world today's world, I have all kinds of people from all over the country calling us up saying, will you play this song from this band? I have people pushing all the time. There are songs right now that I want to be playing that I just don't necessarily have room for in the way we have things set up. And sending me an email saying, here's our song, chances are it's gonna fall by the wayside. That's not the way we work. They call me every week. People call me every week. They were calling every week about a new Slash record. This is Slash we're talking about. And they're pushing it hard, going, we need you to play our Slash record. That's kind of, when you start looking at it, going, how did your band approach, and I'm not talking about any, but a band, how did your band approach us about getting their song played on the radio? And then if I said, no, we're not going to play that song, did you just go, fuck that guy, he doesn't know what he's doing? He doesn't know what good music is? Or what? It may not necessarily fit. It may not be the best recording. It may not sound right for our radio station. There are all kinds of reasons why songs don't necessarily get played. So, I don't know.
Fair enough.
And even though you could have a local show, and we've done that before in the past, a lot of times, the quality, you can do it at home, and it could be kind of a cool thing to send out as a press kit or whatever to get gigs and stuff. But when you're putting it up against somebody that's, spent thousands and thousands of dollars putting together a CD, and it's mastered by somebody that's mastered all the greats, it's hard to put a locally produced CD up against it. It's, I think, actually doing you more harm than good.
Yeah.
Because when you play it, it doesn't have that same quality.
I would agree.
What was it I ran in over the summer? A kid came up to me and said, why don't you play my band on the radio? I said, I don't know who your band is. And I said, bring it in tomorrow morning, bring it in whatever morning, and we'll play it. I said, are you sure that's what you want us to hear? Are you sure that's the song and that's the recording you want to put on the radio? And we played it. Was it up to standard?
No.
No, the recording was bad. It sounded bad. It was more of a live kind of jam thing that doesn't work in what we do.
Right.
But yet this was this kid's chance. And I said, it better be good. And just to try and prove a point, it has to be good in order to get there. And he thought this was up to it, and it wasn't anywhere near it. It's a guy from the Rockford Ice House. It was in here the other day, and he said, I thought I knew what hard work was until I found out what hard work was. And it was like, I thought I'd been doing everything I needed to do, and then I saw everybody else what they were doing, and I wasn't anywhere near that level, so I had to bring it up a notch. And that's a thought process that I don't think a lot of people think before they decide to go out or put something out.
Cool. So, wrap it up. Closing statements, double T. What do you got? Try to keep it short.
Sure.
Oh,
Try
yeah,
to cut
yeah.
down the editing on his end. So.
Yeah. I mean, just do what you do, but, bring it and bring the best you can and work together. And I think, doing what you guys were doing and going into Chicago, do that every, once or twice a year, and just bring out the best quality. If you're doing something new with some new people and you're excited about it, wait a little bit longer. Make sure you're ready to bring it out to the public.
Jim Stone.
When you think it's ready to go back, work on it more, work on it harder, make it that much better, clean it up that much more, and then listen to it again, and then listen to it again, and listen to it again, and then maybe it'll be ready for somebody else to hear it. And be willing to take criticism for everything you do. Some people may not like it for different reasons other than, and remember, you're close to it. You know the backstory. You know everything that went into it. You know how it was recorded, why it was written, why it is what it is. If somebody doesn't know that story, will they understand the song?
Right.
And one more thing really quick. When you guys have places that let you play, be thankful, because think about how hard it is to get places to let you guys play,
Right.
especially the heavier music, and let you in there. So appreciate them for letting them do it.
Another thing that we really try to point out, I mean, we we try to take care of our venues as much as they take care of us. So we're always supporting the venues, trying to get it out there. We're trying to do our little Wayne's World / Jackass show and get the word out. But I want to thank you guys for letting us be on here, letting us interview you. I am Uncle Chris with me, Mike LeVay. We're making it happen with Zach Kappen. Thank you, Jim Stone and Double T.
Thanks, guys.
Muchachos.